Susan Hurley is one of the people who makes the marathon go. She coaches runners and has helped us highlight some of the inspiring stories on the charity teams. But this year she has her own story to tell, and she shared it with WBZ's Anna Myler.
I started Charity Teams 15 years ago with one charity, the Lazarus House right in my backyard in Lawrence. I decided I wanted to do something different, and I knew through a friend that the charity running and team fundraising was going to take off and become very popular, so I found like a little niche in it, created the company myself, and have been going strong for the last 15 years. And now I work with 38 charities of the Boston Marathon. I also work with New York City Marathon, Chicago Marathon, and Falmouth Road Race.
And what exactly do you do with these charity teams that are running the marathon?
So Charity Teams helps build marathon training brands. So I help the runners with their fundraising, with their training, with all the logistics of the race, anything from A to Z, Boston Marathon or New York City Marathon.
And you help them raise their money for the charity that they're running for,
Yeah,
right?
we give them lots of ideas. We provide all kinds of tools for them to be successful. There's two goals. One is obviously getting to the starting line through the charity program, so they have to raise a lot of money. And the second thing is obviously getting to the starting line and the finish line running the Boston Marathon.
So do you help them with their physical training too?
Yes, I help them with their physical training. I go out there every Saturday morning with them for 20 weeks, no matter what the weather here in Boston, and we run different distances on the course and meet up every weekend.
What has this work been like for you over the past 15 years?
Yeah, I would say probably so rewarding. I can't believe that I sit in this position of being able to help people with their goals. Boston Marathon, running the race is a big goal. It's a bucket list item for many people, especially if you grow up in Boston. It's a tradition. Somebody has to run the race, right? So, I help them with everything, and it's been really rewarding. And just knowing that these people are going to fulfill a lifelong dream is really special.
So far this year, your teams have raised so much money already, right?
Yeah, so we're going to hit $4 million. I have just about 500 runners that I manage, and we're going to hit just about 4 million. We probably already surpassed it as of the last few days. I haven't checked.
And for the past 15 years, you were running the marathon with them, right?
Yep. So for the last 15 years, I was running the marathon, signed up for the marathon. I was a streaker, so they say. But then last year, I had a major setback.
And what happened?
So on March 14th of last year, I was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. I found a little lump on my collarbone, and I went to the doctor for my regular checkup. I wasn't concerned, but she was, and they did all kinds of tests and biopsy, and they discovered that it was coming from my ovary.
And what was that news like?
Yeah, so that, I'll never forget it. I remember exactly where I was, what happened, just the sound of the doctor's voice, the way I felt. How, the first thing is how could this happen to me? I was taking care of myself, I was running, I was doing everything right. But as we all know, cancer doesn't discriminate. And, just a very surreal, even looking back at it, just a moment that I can't seem to put into words.
How were you able to get through all that?
Well, I treated it like a marathon. All of my training. Being a marathon runner, I knew how to be tough, how to be resilient, and I faced it just like I would the Boston Marathon or a race. And no matter what came to me, no matter what they put me through, it was like another challenge.
You also said that you came here a lot.
Yep, I would come to the North Andover Common. Holds a very special place in my heart. Because I was by myself for quite a lot of my treatment, and I would need the camaraderie of other people. And being up here with people walking around the common with their animals and their dogs was like therapy to me. So I would walk for hours around my common.
What did that give you?
it gave me a sense of friendship. There were a lot of people that I didn't know in my town that I met, a lot of dogs that I met, and dogs are the best, let's face it. But it was really fulfilling to be up here with these folks and them asking me, why am I walking around the common for hours, and telling them my story.
It is so difficult to diagnose ovarian cancer.
Incredible. It's just incredible to think that this cancer, which is so deadly, there is no real test for it. It's a shame. This lump was a blessing. It was a blessing because I had no other symptoms. I had nothing. I was training for the marathon. I had just run 17 miles and spent 2 hours in the gym and went to the doctors the next day, and I was diagnosed. So a lot of attention has to be paid to this. It's an important women's issue, and we need more done for it. Because once you do get it, it usually is in the later stages, because now you are experiencing bloating or frequent urination or weight gain, things that are like normal to most women, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we all complain about those things. So women, take hold of your health and ask a lot of questions and self-advocate. Ask those questions. Can you test me for ovarian cancer? With all the incredible things we can do in medicine and science to have this kind of cancer really go undetected. Once it is detected, it's usually in a stage 4. At least it seems that way. And stage 4 is really severe. They've told me that the survival rate is 5 years, which is devastating. But I'm disease-free now. I'm not looking back. I don't go that way. I'm a marathon runner. I go forward with a positive attitude, and that's how I'm treating it. I treat everything as if it's a race.
What is that going to be like for you to get back out on the course this year after the year you've had? And it's also the 10-year anniversary of the bombings. It's a very emotional year, and you have your own reason for being emotional. What do you think it's going to be like being out there?
I am running this year. I am looking forward to, I can't wait to take that starting line after really such an unknown year for me. What is this going to be for me? And to, man, I'm just a fighter. I can't wait. And I'm going to have a good day. I am going to embrace this, whatever the weather brings, and it's been warm lately. Whatever it brings, I'm just going for it. Yeah.
When you think about, it was just a little over a year ago that you got that diagnosis. Now you are cancer-free and running the marathon. How does that make you feel?
It's a miracle. It is a miracle. I believe it's God's hand. I really, truly, truly believe that there is a plan for me, and I'm not ready to leave this planet and leave this earth. There's work for me to do here. Only He knows what that work is, but I'm ready to take on whatever that is. And, I'm praying that it never comes back, that I never see cancer again on my side. But I want to be able to help others. I mean, there's so many people out there that get this diagnosis and really, it just brings them down. And I want them to know that there are miracles out there. There really are. We see them in the Boston Marathon every time we watch it. There's thousands upon thousands of stories in that pavement over the last 126 years, now going on 127. Incredible stories of perseverance and survival. And, the charity runners are the heart and soul of the Boston Marathon. They're the people that all the spectators come out to watch, because of those stories. It's really a beautiful thing.